Story 1. I was just 9 years old when this happened. I was home alone one evening, playing video games upstairs in my room. My mom had gone out for grocery shopping, and I knew she'd be back soon. The house phone started ringing, which was unusual since I was the one to answer it when home alone. The caller ID showed it was from my mom's cell phone. The voice on the other end sounded like my mom, but something felt off. She asked me to come outside and help with the groceries. Her use of the word sweetie felt strange, and I hung up without answering. The phone rang again, and it was my mom's number once more. This time, the voice was different. A man claiming to be my dad, who had passed away when I was just 3. Panicked, I ignored the call and went into the kitchen to wait, thinking it might be my mom playing a prank. Then, there were knocks at the front door. A man's voice called my name and claimed to be my dad. The door handle jiggled as he tried to get in. I hid in the bathroom and called 911. The operator advised me to stay put until the police arrived. The man outside tried every window and door, attempting to gain entry. Thankfully, they gave up before the police arrived. The police searched the house and surrounding area but found no one. When my mom returned, she was distraught and called the police again to report her stolen phone. We never found out who was behind the terrifying incident or how they knew so much about our family. It was a chilling experience that left us all shaken and more cautious. Story 2. Honestly, when my friends and I rented a beach house in Florida, I never could have expected how things would turn out. The 4 of us crammed into a car for the drive down. The house was right on the beach, nestled on a road that had the bay on one side and the beach on the other. The houses were spaced out, giving us a sense of privacy. The interior of the house was modest but clean. The living room opened up to a deck with an amazing view of the beach. We spent hours on the beach, playing in the water and throwing a football around. We even spotted an older couple further down the beach, but otherwise it was just us. After dinner and a night out, we returned to the house. Despite the late hour, we went out on the beach to play some late-night football. During the game, I noticed a figure standing waist-deep in the water. It was odd, but didn't think much of it. Later, as we sat on the deck, I noticed the same figure on the beach, standing still and facing our direction. It was creepy, but we tried to ignore it. John, one of my friends, pointed out that the figure was still there, just standing and watching us. We decided to call it a night and went inside. John and I were the last ones up. As I glanced out the window, I saw the figure still there, staring at the house. It was definitely the same person from earlier. I woke John, and we both watched as the figure seemed to disappear. We tried to sleep but couldn't shake the feeling that someone was still outside. Eventually, we all woke up to knocks on the window. We never found out who was watching us that night. The next day, we spoke to neighbors who shared their own creepy encounters. We spent the rest of our trip on edge, and while nothing happened the following night, the experience left us all shaken. Story 3. When my cousin Cody and I were in our early 20s, we went on a handful of camping trips around Colorado. This particular incident happened when I was 22 and he was 23, in the Ural Forest. It was my first time camping there, but not Cody's. We often chose weekdays for our trips to avoid crowds and traffic. Cody always took the lead on these trips since he was an Eagle Scout, unlike me. We parked near a picnic area and ventured into the woods. After about 15 minutes, we found a suitable spot to set up camp. Cody was much faster at pitching a tent than I was. We set up a fire ring, gathered wood, and got a fire started. Cody prepared steak and burgers for dinner, while I cracked open some beers and played classic rock on a speaker. As darkness fell, we played card games, eventually switching to Uno. Suddenly, we heard footsteps and humming coming from beyond the trees. It was eerie, but Cody dismissed it as probably just someone passing by. Soon after, a stick was thrown into our campsite, making us jump. Cody yelled out, challenging whoever was out there, but the sounds faded into the distance. We considered moving, but decided against it due to the darkness and potential risks. As the night progressed, we heard strange noises like breaking branches that didn't sound like any animal. We decided to take turns keeping watch. When it was my turn to sleep, I woke up to a head peering into my tent. Thinking it was Cody waking me for my turn, I spoke, only to have the head vanish and realize Cody was fast asleep in his tent. The experience left me shaken. We decided to pack up at dawn and head home. The Eerie experience left us both feeling uneasy about camping again. Cody has since reached out about future camping trips, but I've been hesitant to return to the wilderness after that chilling night.